Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before. It's been a bit full on, and my posting has been become a little bit irregular just because of how much life is happening. But um, due to my own messiness, I did post a video last week, but it wasn't published. It was just hidden. So, as a treat for you guys, there will be two uploads this week. I have just posted it's called the ADHD debate that I've learned in my developmental psychology series. So that has been posted. Go check it out if you want to read that. I mean, want to see that. That'd be great. Otherwise, today, here, now, we're going to be talking about high school dropout, which is something that's very close to home for me, and we'll get to why in a second. But yes, I am currently. This is going to be off script because there's so much I want to talk to you guys about, just to really get to know me, my purpose, and I guess, the story and the goal for this page as well. I'm a psychology student, currently in my third year. I minor in neuroscience, so neuroscience is definitely a passion of mine, along with psychology, obviously. I've actually been doing this way longer than 3 years. I've been studying psychology for the last 10 years, if anything. And not because I've had to repeat or anything like that. I actually do pretty decent. It's just that I have little kids, and so it's just dragged on for quite some time. And it's not 10 years. I mean, I did my diploma in counseling in 2016, graduated 2016. So it took a year of a diploma of counseling. So I got versed in counseling and then actually started my bachelor's of psychology in 2017, but then I deferred to have kids and I came back in 2021, just 4 years ago. And I started off doing extremely little. I did like 1 unit per trimester at the time, and it was online. But now I've progressed to a full-time study load. Full-time means 4 units in here in Sydney, Australia. I study at the University of Sydney, which is the dream university of me. I know a lot of Sydney people probably rather UNSW, UTS, or all the other Macquarie universities, but University of Sydney has always been my dream, and I'm so grateful and honoured to be studying here. I, like the title says, about high school dropout. I am a high school dropout myself, and so this topic is extreme. I don't know what that was. Please ignore that. So this topic is very close to home. So little background on my education. I went to school mainly in Vietnam from year 1 until year 8, kindergarten to year 8, preschool until year 8. So my parents gave birth to me here in Sydney, Australia, in 1996. Guess my age. In 1996, and I was only here for 1 month, and then they flew back to Vietnam after they got my citizenship and all that, because my dad is Australian, not he's Vietnamese, but he's born here. Anyways, no, he didn't. He wasn't born here. What am I saying? He's born in Vietnam, but during the war, he came to Australia, came to New Zealand during the war. Anyways, that's a story for another day. My history of my family. But so I went back to Vietnam, studied in an international school. I went to 2 international schools. My first one was from year 1 to year 4, was called the British International School. Ooh, shout out to my BIS friends. And the second school was Vietnam Australia International School, VAS. Shout out to my VAS friends as well. We're all still very close, surprisingly, and I love my Vietnam friends so much. Hello, my quick shout out to my Vietnamese people. And so yes, so that was VAS. The second school was from year 4 to year 8, and then we moved back to Australia when I was around 14 years old. And my parents took me to 3 Australian schools in the public school sector. So if you know, this is a big difference for me. I didn't know at the time, but going from international school to a public school in Australia was a big change. And I didn't cope well with that change. And I think there was not enough discussion happening to do with that change. So going from international school to public schools in the western areas in Sydney, Australia, that wasn't it was just a bit of a shock to my system, I think, and my education didn't do too well. I mean, I was still considered to be very, very intellectually capable from year 8 onwards. However, my attendance dropped significantly due to poor mental health and all the fun things that happens once you have to assimilate to a new country. Assimilate meaning just having to merge your cultural beliefs and all cultural ideas and all that. So it was a big change for me, which results me dropping out in year 10. So I never finished high school. I didn't get to do my HSC, which is the Australian standard for, I guess, in America, I think I don't know what's called in America. I'm drawing a blank. But it's like HSC ATAR. It's kind of like your high school score that gets you into university, pretty much. And so I did have to go the long way, went the kind of loop around to get to university. I did go to a college for 2 to 3 years, 2 years before going to the University of Sydney. So I did really well in college. I had high distinctions almost across the board in all my units, given they were open book exams, which was still very difficult given how much I had to study. But a lot easier now compared to having to do full intense examinations for the University of Sydney, which is another conversation for another day. So yes, that's a bit of my educational background, and it really, I really wanted to mention it just to show how much it relates to today's topic. And it's actually my last week of the semester next week, and so our developmental series will come to an end. I have loved developmental psychology so much, so much more to share, so much more to talk about. Just so interesting. I love learning how people grow, how people develop, and just shape and shift in the world. And we find out that genetics is not as old as it seems. It's a good indicator, but it's not the hurrah that most people that are not too well versed with research sees it, I guess. And so that's why I'm here to debunk all the fun pop psychology, they call it, things that they talk about. But that's not today's topic. Again, I don't have a script. Excuse my brain. I will go off track quite some bit. Check the ADHD debate that I posted before. But today, again, talking about high school dropout and basically what it is, what causes it, and how we can significantly improve it. And I actually wrote a whole essay, 2,000 words, which is not much. 2,000 words is not that many words. I just think that's a crazy amount. But given theses are like 50,000 words, 2,000 is a walk in the park. It's fine. It's still a lot. I get it. It's still a lot. But consider, yes. Anyways, high school dropout. What is it? It's basically what I went through. I dropped out of year 10. It means that a student is not able to complete their high school or the high school requirements or the years of high school. So they drop out. And why do they do this? Well, research has found there's multiple reasons why people drop out. But for the focus of my essay and this discussion, we're going to be talking about socio-economic class, SES, socio-economic, yes, socio-economic status. It basically means your family environment, the community that you grow up in, and how much your family and you earn. So they have found that people from low SES is what we call it. People from low SES do tend to drop out a lot more than those that aren't. However, even kids from well-off families are not safe from dropout rates either, and there's many factors that explains this. And the factors I've identified in my essay are that people that struggle from low SES are at risk of 3 major things. Number 1 is that their basic needs are not being met. And it also links with the second theory, is that there's a cognitive load theory, where if your basic needs, so if you're aware Once I do better videos, I'm keen to like, just have images flash on the screen for you guys. Oh, that's too loud. So it's just more engaging. But there's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Just imagine a triangle. There's not Illuminati in any way. Imagine a triangle of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and the bottom needs are the basic food security, home stability, belonging, air. So super basic needs. With Maslow's theory, in order to progress up into the next levels, and there's many levels, in order to progress up to the next levels, and I think achievement and high, like school achievement, that is like a bit higher up. I don't remember exactly where in the triangle, but I know the theory is unless your basic needs and the bottom triangle are met, you will not be able to progress up the triangle. And that's the same with cognitive load. Cognitive load theory believes, I think it's by Seligman, Marin Seligman. Yes. He believes that, or they believe that, the cognitive load theory suggests that if your brain has so much going on, there's a capacity in our brain. It's like your brain does have a capacity. I think this is debatable though. Some people don't believe that there is a capacity, but some people do believe that if there's just too much in your brain already, it is almost impossible to learn more things, which sounds really basic, doesn't it? Like, if you're already preoccupied your mind with so much stuff, how can you have space, mental capacity? This is where all the mental capacity comes from. How do you have space for other things to worry about if your basic needs are not being met? And there's, of course, other theories that is outside of SES suggest that, just family dynamics, parenting styles, and all these other influences that could affect high school dropout rates. But I do want to share a really quick, and I'll probably end it with this message, what we can do to reduce school dropout rates. And that is something I really passionately talk about. A lot of my videos is, and there's many ways. Don't get me wrong, there's many ways. There are many ways to reduce school dropouts, but I do want to push this one message. It's called early intervention. Early intervention. I am a massive advocate for early intervention because I wish it was something more people knew about, and it's something that we do more because a lot of people just kind of like to wait it out and see how it goes. And I have mentioned this in my last videos. I'm sorry if you didn't catch on early, but just remember that's never too late. It is never too late to start. Early intervention just means early, but starting right now is early. Seek the help, seek the support. There's so much support, there's so much help. I know you're like, where to find it? Where do I go? What do I do? Go to your local GP. That's a great start. And then your GP is I'm sorry, if your GP is useless, if that person is not helping you, if your GP is not helping you, say, it's okay, just wait. Go see another GP. Just keep going until you find someone that says, okay, this is what we're going to do, this is the plan. And I don't know if America or anywhere you're watching this is the same as Australia, but Australia healthcare system is, not everybody would agree with this, but I love Australia's healthcare system. I love Australia's healthcare system. We have so much support. We have the NDIS. NDIS. Have you guys heard of the NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme? It blows my mind because I know a lot of people don't like it. I don't know why you don't like it. And a lot of people, I think, are a bit ungrateful for it. But guys, NDIS is amazing. Amazing. If you can get on it, like, I shouldn't even be preaching this much because people want to gatekeep NDIS, but don't gatekeep it, guys. Just it provides like funds for early intervention and so much support. So see somebody, get the ball rolling, get it started, because the moment you start intervention, any kind of intervention, just putting in the work, the drastic difference that this will make across the lifespan is absolutely insane. Insane. Research shows it over and over and over again. Early intervention, and the top thing, parent training. Parent training. You know how, I don't know, most parents would say that, I'm a parent, but how do I parent? Like, if only there was a book for my child, because not every child is the same. Like, if you read a book on parenting, you've read one book on parenting and it's about that child. Some books are pretty good. Books I've read, at least. They're pretty generalized, but still, book reading is like, yeah, it's cool, you get ideas and you kind of just pick and choose from it, but having specific, tailored intervention for your child and your family, gosh, the difference it makes, guys. The difference it makes for right now and for across the lifespan. Can't say enough. Get it started. I mean, okay, let's bring it back to me. Had I had some form of therapy, which I did, to be fair, I went counseling. I went to see the school counselor. It did help. I know I'm bad to say that it didn't help for me to that extent, but I think had my parents, like I said, intervention along with parent training. I think that's the key that kind of hits the sweet spot. Sure, you can just throw your kids to this intervention, that intervention, just throw them into these things. It would help. It would help. I'm not saying it wouldn't. It would be better for nothing. However, if you don't do it with them and you don't improve yourself, then it kind of just counteracts everything else that you did. It doesn't. You're kind of canceling out the effects of intervention if you, as a parent yourself, aren't doing the work as well. And I'm sorry if that's a lot of pressure on you, and I know that you probably have a lot to go. I mean, a lot on your plate and a lot to do, but this matters. And take this as your sign to get started. And if you need any questions, please send me a message, reach out, ask away. Would love to share more. So much to talk about. Definitely, I think, yeah, it will make a big difference in a child's life and adolescence. Child and adolescence. And if you watched this video to this far, to here, to this, like, all the way to the end, goodness, hi. Thank you. Yeah, I'm probably super. If I find out you watched it to this far, I'll actually be really embarrassed. So don't say anything. Maybe say hi. Okay, thanks. Bye.